What up? I'm Motocon Trash, and this is part of series Mind and Moments, and this will be part 4 now. And I'm with a good guest here today. You might have known him from part 3, I think, or probably part 2.
I think it was two.
2, I think.
Probably.
So we're going to kind of dive a little bit deeper, kind of what we talked about in our last video, which out of the series has the most views out of that series. So it turned out really good. You want to introduce yourself a little bit?
I am Steve Rogers. No, I'm just kidding. That went well last time for your viewers, but maybe they've caught on now that it's kind of a lie.
They're probably like, all right, get to the chase. Like,
It's
come
like,
on.
sir, you look like melted ice cream. We like to have fun. But I am Hayden Higginbotham, and here with my good friend Evan of however many years, 4 scores and all that year ago.
8 or 9, probably.
Yeah, I'm almost assuming 10, maybe more at this point. Close.
True.
To, if not close.
Yeah.
If not close.
So quite a while. We're just gonna kind of dive in a little bit with just a little story, I guess, kind of about us that I just kind of felt like with this video that most people don't have these types of conversations a lot when it comes to things like this. But I believe with the way that me and you have worked on each other past couple of years and grown over the years, and yes, there was a couple of bumps in the roads, but we had definitely gotten a lot closer in our relationship. And one of the questions I'll go ahead and start off with, when you think about our relationship over the years, what stands out to you the most now?
Man, as far as now, I would say probably the consistency of it, because it's not so consistent that it's like you got somebody that you're talking to every day necessarily. But we talk consistently enough that I know what's going on in your world, you know what's going on in mine, and it's like a no harm, no foul kind of thing where it's like it could be going really good on your end and not so good on mine, or vice versa, and yet we're still kind of supporting each other through either way. So that's when what's cool is like looking back now, it's not always been like that, but because it's not always been like that is why it's appreciative now, where I can appreciate how it wasn't always good and there were some doom and gloom moments, but now it's a lot better than what it was. Had we not had those doom and gloom moments, though, I don't think we would have appreciated as close as we are now. So,
yeah,
if that makes sense, because that it's super hard. Like there's that old saying, like some people are in your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure you're a lifetime person. I don't know yet, though. I haven't lived my whole life yet. So we'll find out.
But yeah, people come and go in your life, kind of thing. And that was one of those things that really just stuck out to me over the years. Like, I guess too, like that question for me is what's standing out is the I think the correct word would be accountability for the both of us, really, to be like, okay, I admit I screwed up at A, B, and C, and for the both of us to be like, we can move on from that, even though it's not going to be perfect. But another thing too I wanted to bring up was the other day, or about a few days ago, my perspective, even though you weren't there in the moment, but while we were texting each other, just a lot with the political stuff going on, the news and all of that. And it's crazy. Normally, I guess another thing too, like key point with relationships, like with ours, is Yeah, even though when it comes to politics and stuff like that, people immediately would just be like, well, I don't agree with that thing that you're talking about.
Therefore, I hate you.
So I'm gonna distance myself,
Yeah.
and you're cut out of my life.
I used to be like that for sure.
Yeah.
If it was an argument of any sort, politics related or not, if it was something that I felt genuine passion over, and the other person didn't see it the right way or my perspective of right way,
yeah,
you're getting blocked, you're getting pushed out, you're no longer a friend, you're hated, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I've learned people have differences. I'm glad you brought that up because we haven't even had this conversation in real life yet as far as the backside of this.
Right.
So it's super organic what you guys are seeing.
Yeah.
We had a conversation about some political things going on. I won't get too far into like what, but there's plenty of subject matter there for anybody. You can probably stretch your mind enough and figure out what it is just by thinking.
Yeah.
But a lot of things going on in the current day with the political party. Some things I agree with, some things I don't. And we probably, I don't even know for sure what the full disagreement was, but there was tension there.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how even over a text thread or Instagram text thread, whatever it was, that you can feel that from the other side, even though it's just through a screen and you're just reading it. But you feel like the negative energy around that, which is really fascinating because it's like, it's the tone that you read it in. And it's also the tone that it was sent to you by.
Yes.
In a way. So it's like, was that all perfect and good and grand and dandy? No, but it also was swept right back with a, hey, just so you know, from my end, we might not agree on these things and we probably will respectfully disagree, but I still love you as a friend.
Yeah.
And I made that point right after I had sent my whole spiel of whatever I sent. I can't even remember what I said necessarily, but it was like I remember that part. And that's probably what you remember too. It's like, hey, regardless of the disagreement we're having over here, still love you as a friend.
Yeah.
And that's hard for people to do because it's like, it's really easy to be negative and bitter. And you can get bitter or you can get better.
Yeah, social media, it's like, that's pretty much how the way I see it with you go in the video about something. And of course, the other thing too, purpose of this channel is just, I'm just curious of not necessarily of what other people are thinking, because if I get way too much into that, that gets dangerous.
Yeah. You never escape it.
The curious of like, well, what are these people's thoughts on this thing? It doesn't have to be politics. It can be tons of other stuff. And I'll go in the comments and just see something that somebody's like, well, okay, here's why I think this is dumb or whatever. And reading replies, and people are like, well, you're not getting it. Or people are just like, well, you're dumb or something. And then it just goes straight into an argument. And then that's when I'm like, okay, I'm not going to indulge in that because that's getting a little too personal kind of thing.
Well, it's the way of our culture right now. It's like you say anything online, the sky is blue, you'll have somebody comment back and disagree with you.
Yeah.
Like, you can't post just about anything you put on the internet is possibly and probably going to be offendable to somebody out there. Will they see it? Maybe not, depending on how big your platforms are. But like, there's stuff we might even say in this video versus even the last video. I even looked up the last video before we started this to see if there were any negative comments, because that's just how I'm wired. I'm like, I want to understand, like, what is it that made it look negative? But there wasn't. It was just one particular person, I don't know who it was, somebody that you knew apparently in school, that had commented like, hey, good to see you guys are doing good. It's like, I knew Evan back in school or whatever. I was like, well, that's kind of cool. That stuff's uplifting. It's when you get in the comment sections and you just see people arguing. And it's like the amount of time and draining energy that people put into that. It can't be good for your health. There's no way. Like, I'm no picture of perfect health. Like I said earlier, I look like melted ice cream. Yeah. But the idea that there's physical health and mental health, and then for the mind moment stuff like this series, it's like if you don't take care of this, all the other stuff's like out the window. And there's no way to, you can get better at it, but there's no way to necessarily do it perfectly.
Yeah.
If we were perfect, we wouldn't have these common problems I don't think that society's dealing with right now.
Yeah.
Or at least we wouldn't see them as problems. Maybe we'd be a little bit blind to it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, or I can't quite remember. I think in the last video you mentioned something too that really spoke up to me. Or it was something along the lines of, if like you were already perfect, you had everything in the world that you wanted, like you had everything and you were already, I think it was like you're already at the finish line in life, you would already be dead at that point, because it's like you're already there, you got everything, and it's like, then what's, not necessarily what's the point now, but it's like, all right, well, you're already good now, so it's like, what now?
Yeah, there's a great deal on needing purpose.
Yes.
So when you're waking up in the morning, you don't have to wake up in the morning. I would argue that God wakes you up in the morning. However, whatever you believe in, viewers, universe, God, nothing, whatever, it's, you get up in the morning, you get out of bed. Why? Why do you get out of bed? You could skip work, not go to work for a while, end up homeless, not do whatever you want. Or you go to work, do the thing, get some money, get a job, whatever, and do your thing and come home and cry in misery that you went to work all day. It's like, but we have so many people now that like they get up and they don't even know why, you know, and I've been there, and sometimes I am still there at times where I'm like, man, like I don't want to get up today. Why do I not want to get up today? That's the real question. It's like maybe there's something in the day that I don't want to face or do or go talk about with somebody or go do that certain thing at the job or whatever. And it's like, there's got to be purpose that pulls you toward it. Like you're excited to get up in the morning because man, what else is there? Like there's not enough time in this life, like 70 to 80 years, like roughly, that you'll be alive, and you're like, you're just going to waste it going to regular job and doing whatever you want. No offense to regular jobs, like everybody needs to have their spot for stuff like that. If nobody was running fast food places, we wouldn't have fast food. If nobody was running the banks, we'd have no bank. Like everybody's got their specific spot and place, but like enjoy the journey while you're doing it. That's my big thing, is like trying to enjoy, even if it's not necessarily what I want to do or would like to do at that moment. I want to enjoy it while I'm in it, even though it's not my grand idea of a great day.
Yeah.
So trying to remain outlook like positive, you know, because it's like there's enough to be negative about, but there's also enough to be positive about. You get to choose like what you're looking at. So and how you look at it.
So I'm going to go down to like one of the other questions. What do you think we misunderstood about each other back then?
So back in the day, I would say me and you misunderstood emotionally more than anything else. Because there were times where good intentions were met with a bad receptive emotion, and then it just went negative and to the crapper no matter what. Like it could be all the good intentions in the world, all the right, thanks for being my good buddy and all this, and I'm in a bad emotional state, or you were. Either way, doesn't matter, and it was met with harshness, rudeness, hurt, bitterness, and not even necessarily towards each other. That was what was so rough about it. It was our own, and for me especially, I felt like it was my own side of personal things that I had going on in another area of life that I was allowing to come over and push onto you, or to allow to push onto you when you were checking in or checking up or hanging out or whatever. And then you got that worst version of me over here became your perceived version of me for what you got.
Yeah.
Like, it's just what you ended up with. And it sucks now looking back, because it's like, that was so preventable. Looking back, I'm like, there's so much like trauma, pain, hurt, depth, and like bad emotions that I could have probably saved you from. But at the same time, like I said earlier, I don't think I would have appreciated what is now as much unless we had went through that hard time. So appreciate you sticking it out for me, buddy. I went through some crazy seasons.
Yeah. I think one of the most important things that really stuck out to me, it got to that point kind of somewhat, I guess, recent in our relationship over the years, where yes, even though it felt like it felt like I was literally just walking on a landmine field, because I was like, if I make one small mistake, I don't even know what could happen, but something could go downhill and cause the other landmines to just go off, and it could be devastating. But learning from that, and what a lot of people don't do, and from just relationships like these, is they still stick out through it, and they don't work on themselves to where they're like, okay, I need to take space, or I need space. And because I don't, like what you were saying, where it's like, I don't want that you're protruding out to me.
Why would you?
Yeah. But most people, they're just like, well, he's my best friend. I've been helped him with,
getting that guilt trap,
and this and that. And it got to a point where when we got on good terms, and we talked more, and it started hanging out more. But it was one of those things for me personally where I had to ask myself, just over the years, where I was like, okay, in order for us to get back together on this relationship, I need to know what you have done to work on yourself, what trials and tribulations kind of thing that you have been through. Has that helped you, or has that made you 10 times worse, kind of thing? Because it's like, I need to see improvement in evidence.
Yep.
To where I will slowly, I guess metaphorically, like, open the gates to let
meet you on the bridge, kind of thing.
Let you slowly back in, than just you coming to me and being like, I apologize for doing that. This will not happen again. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Come on back in. And then later on, I'm like, okay, nope. I need to separate, because I need to work on my mental health. This is too much for me. So yeah, evidence that's what I was going for. Because I was like, okay, I need evidence where I'm more mature now, where I'm like, if I'm not seeing it in you, if there's still old patterns, if there's still old ways that I could tell that, I'm not saying, again, for some people, they probably think, well, they have to be perfect.
No.
In order, to open the doors.
Even what you said earlier, just going back to that Instagram argument or disagreement that we had.
Yeah.
That had the potential, at least if it was back then, to completely do the landmine filled in.
Yeah.
100%. That was a legitimate, good relationship ending argument that could have been had.
Yeah.
However, it wasn't, because we both matured.
Yes.
But that takes time. And what you were saying a second ago, it's like, there needs to be evidence on both sides. Some of you guys that are watching this later on will need to be like the person that says, I need to get up and go say I'm sorry. Some of you need to be the person that says, I need to be the one being able to be at least receptive to go walk halfway over the bridge that's not burned all the way to the ground yet. Just walk over and be like, you good?
Yeah.
Just like, and maybe an apology that might come your way. But that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to. Some relationships, like I said earlier, it's like it's a season thing, and that it hurts because it's like when you think somebody's going to be in your life for a really long time and then they're just gone and that was it, like you really know like I'm probably never going to see them again. That's a hard pill to swallow because that can really embitter you and make you angry, and then that anger rolls off onto other relationships, causing more strife and unfairness.
Yeah, speaking of that, because like I read this question too. I think this kind of goes along. How did conflict feel in your body or mind back then?
So it's hard to think of now because my mind's really different now from a not healed, but like all the way, but like the pursuit of getting healed in my mind was one of the most daring things because I moved from Oklahoma to Florida just to restart life and restart everything. And had no money, had a car, but like no job lined up. Was going to go stay at my aunt's. The deal was 1 to 3 months, and I ended up being there for 5 years. So that was the whole shebang. But during that time, I went to therapy, not right off the bat, because I met a lady that was like, I'm going to help you. And I was like, get away from me, you therapist evildoer. And because I didn't want it. My head wasn't there yet. But she saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. That was the first level of like outer healing in a way. But when I really started wanting it for myself and seeing that it's possible, that's when I began to like see and understand like I can work at relationships, and maybe not the ones that I had will ever get fixed. Obviously some of them do. It's possible. But some of them may not. But it still would be better to be a bright light on the world than like a blight, you know? Yeah. Like back then, I think emotionally I was so distraught and like mixed up and like heavy feeling all the time. My goal, not necessarily like I woke up out of bed and was like, I just want to ruin somebody's day and ruin my own as well. Yeah. Like it wasn't like that, but that's what I was doing. Yeah. Like that's what I was getting in my life. And not only was I ruining my life and my days of existence back then, I was hurting other people. And now I work to do the opposite, where I'm like trying to help people, the life coaching stuff that I'm doing and working towards and like all this stuff. Like, and it's not like a guilt thing out of like, oh, I did so much bad back then, now I got to do the good part. It's like I've been helped because someone saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And that started a chain reaction, like a chain whipping to free me of like bondage. And there's so much like story that goes into that. But like I got out of something I should not have probably escaped in the negative sense. But I did. And now I can go help other people get out of the same ruts with stuff that I learned the hard way. Yeah. Not fun to learn it the hard way, but it's good now looking back because I'm like I said earlier a couple times now, probably like the appreciation's there and the drive and the want to help people is so much like greater than had I never had a bad experience, or like if I didn't go through hard times for relationships, I wouldn't care. You know, I don't think I would care about trying to help other people fix their relationships or care to do a podcast like this or care even to have like a simple conversation with somebody and not let it blow up over a political thing. And again, like that could have totally, and back then I guarantee it probably would have been like, you're blocked by, you know, and, but it wasn't, because there's maturity and there's healing and growth that's happened on both sides. So it wasn't perceived, it might've been perceived as tense for a moment but then it settled. So it wasn't like a big fist fight over the phone deal. You know? Like it could have been. Totally. I think it totally
a lot of times it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, well, a lot of the times, what's so interesting is people do it with complete strangers in the text threads of Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and or X, or whatever you want to call it. It's like people will argue over anything. And I'm not saying the argument's not worthy to be had. The argument is worthy. But is your energy, your peace, and your time worth it? That's my big question. When I'm getting wild up in something like that, I'm like, is it really worth it to get out of peace for this?
Yeah.
Like, I've worked really, really hard over the last years of trying to make sure my mind's in a good spot and stays in a good spot. Not just gets to it, but stays in it sustainably. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if I'm going to live in peace and I do something that's going to take me out of that, even just if it's for a minute, is it worth it?
Yeah.
And I don't feel like it is. And if I'm going to do something that really takes away my energy, and because I'm sitting there trying to do all this stuff on my phone, trying to get it back at somebody, prove them wrong online, it's like, what was it all for? It's not that the conversation's not worth to be had. There's some stuff worth fighting for, even online. But it's not worth losing your peace over a personal level.
Yeah.
That's totally not cool. It's not cool, man. You know?
Yeah.
It's if you looked back on it in a year, would it matter to you? Yeah. That's a good question. If you look back on this exact moment in a year, is it gonna matter? Are you gonna feel that real intense, fired up feeling in you that you're feeling right now in the current moment in a year? If the answer is no, then why are you so fired up about something?
Most of the time, I don't know if this has happened to you in a way, but sometimes what you were just saying, sometimes on Facebook will do a lot of, remember this post from 4 years ago.
Memories from 7 years ago.
Yeah, and it'll be something where at the time when I first had Facebook, where I was like, yeah, I'm so fired up. I'm going to type this thing out because I had to just let my emotions out. Because, on Facebook, it just says, how are you feeling?
Yeah.
And and I'll look back at it now,
yep.
As the future self, and I'll read it and I'm like, why was I thinking that? I'm like, what was the purpose of that? Or something. Sometimes it's just dumb stuff where I'm like, okay, I kind of regret that or something.
I have all stuff that memories pop up all the time. I'm like, why did I post this?
Yeah.
Delete off my memory list. Because it's
see that.
It's not even stuff necessarily. It could be a random meme, and I'm like, I don't agree with that meme anymore.
Exactly.
It's politically incorrect.
Yeah.
And then I'm mad at myself, and I'm like, dumb self from the past. And it's peace gone.
Yeah.
Just like that. And it's so easy to do because, robbing somebody of peace, that's hell. That's some messed up stuff. You do that enough to somebody, they'll have a heart attack, have problems with physically. They'll mentally totally be in torture.
Yeah.
In essence, it's life is trying to keep. There's an old quote that says, it's kind of funny, but it's cool because it's true. It's life is the struggle to keep death at a respectable distance. It all comes at one point. There's a point where we will leave this world, and whatever you believe in, I'm not here to necessarily tell everybody what to on this podcast, but you believe in God and you go into judgment, whatever. But when you die, there's gonna be a point that happens. And people don't think that, they're not thinking about that when they're up in arms on the X Twitter file stuff on whatever. And I'm like, guys, there's so much more to life than arguing against some robot, possibly even on the internet.
Yeah.
It's you're possibly arguing with an AI bot. So maybe just chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
And laugh it off and I don't know, go get a Snickers or something. Like, it is wild, bro. But we all do it. And it's like, I don't necessarily know the solution for it, but at least there's conversation being had, because everybody does that at some point. And maybe certain people don't do it all the time, but like, when you put so much time into something, I'm like, I'm gonna argue about this because this is what's right. Maybe it is right, but is it worth, like, again, losing your peace over and your time, the energy?
I would say like at some points in a relationship where there was a couple of points where it would just go into personal attack with each other, and moments where it was just a lot of back and forth. Nothing didn't really get solved, but there was at some points where, I guess later on, from me seeing the patterns like from the past, and then how is this going to solve anything if we're just going to argue all the time, kind of thing. And
when you're at that point, it's probably good to take a break.
Yeah.
Relationship with a girl, or like from a guy or girl, the guy, whatever, like,
yeah,
intimate relationships, if it's that bad, maybe take a break. Not necessarily saying cut off and burn the bridge. I'm not a big fan of that. I think the bridges should always remain somewhat connected, but there's okay to be space on both sides. Yeah. That's what the bridge is for. But yeah, if there's no, like, I'll meet you in the middle anywhere, anytime, in a season of that, maybe it's best that you both go your own ways for a little bit and maybe come back later. That's what we did.
Yeah.
But not everybody also gets that chance. Some people, they walk over the bridge back to their side, bridge collapses.
Yeah.
Done. Over. Never again. Maybe in another lifetime, kind of thing. And it's like, they're so hurt usually, though, the damage has been done. And that's what sucks. It's like, you can't take it back. Things you said, did, thought about, the things that they felt. Like, it sucks. Sometimes you got to live with that.
Yeah.
But live to make it better for the next person in relationship. Don't live to, like, mope and get moody about it.
Yeah.
That's what I did for a while. Because I had so many good relationships that I felt like I had ruined within such a short period of time, which I technically did. And is because of a whole nother thing that had nothing to do with any of those relationships. It had to do with another relationship that destroyed me and caused me to wreak havoc on everything else. So doing that, looking back, it's like, there are certain people I can think of and groups that me and you are a part of, I'll probably never get to talk to again. And that, it doesn't haunt me in like a bad way. It used to. Now it haunts me in a weird kind of good way of like, I want to make sure that I do everything in my power and with love and care that I can do to not do that to somebody again. As good as I can, I'm not perfect. Yeah. You're not perfect. But being able to have, again, that political argument, it's like being able to do that with anybody, that's kind of my goal. Didn't end our relationship. Probably could have been a big blow up moment at least, but didn't happen. Because it was met at the end with love. Like, hey, I love you, bro. Like, I know we might not agree on this, but also, like, that was, like, literally the next thing I sent. And then we just let it simmer. And that's fine, too. Not everything has to be said all at once. Yeah. I think people get that wrong a lot. Yeah. It's like they get so up in arms about something, and they say they got to blurt it all out. There's a lot of power in listening. I've learned that with life coaching. You learn a lot about somebody just sitting there, looking at them, watching their posture and the way they're talking. You'll learn a lot about stuff from people that
their body language.
But it's not even that. It's just like they'll tell you so much, and you ask them a simple question, they'll tell you even more, and you don't have to say anything. So many people want to be listened to, and people aren't getting that because they're not having conversations, just holding it all in, hoping that it will happen someday. And that sucks. Yeah. I'm hoping to at least help the dent in that. Because, like, I don't like it when I meet people that you can tell, like, they're just filled with, like, their inner core is just, like, hurt, trauma, pain, tragedy, you know, something bad happened to them 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, and they're still holding on to it like it was yesterday. It's so fresh still. And you can tell, like, the way they talk, their heads down, they're really mellow. They don't want to talk about much. They're giving you the really short yes or no kind of short answers.
Yeah.
They don't have the bandwidth at that point, at that moment, to have a deep, meaningful conversation like we are, because they're in it. Like, they're in the dungeon, like, of their lives, and they don't know how to get out.
And I feel like too, like, even like people that aren't into like doing the life coaching courses and stuff, it's something too where it's like I can almost tell with just somebody explaining about something, not in, you know, too much detail like what you were saying, but it's like, even for me that doesn't have that experience like what you were talking about, but for me, I'm like, I can sense that. It's like, it's a vibe.
You feel it off people.
You feel it. Yeah. Energy or something.
The energy, the vibe, whatever you want to call it. Like, you get around somebody that's truly down in the dumps, depressed, like, to the point where, like, I want to end my life. You'll know it. You'll get around those people, and it's like, you can just feel that off of them, because that's what they portray. And they're not necessarily trying to, or even hoping to necessarily.
They're not trying to.
That's just how they are. Like, you get around people that won't shut up. They're so happy, so excited, so up in energy all the time. You're like, dude, just take a break, you know?
Like, okay, chill.
To an introvert, that might be a little hard to deal with. To another extrovert, though, that's like cloud nine. Like, I'm going to have the best time with this guy.
Yeah.
Or girl, whatever. And it's like, not everybody's like that. We got to learn how to intermingle between the lines on these things. Because not everybody's extroverted. Not everybody's depressed. Not everybody's introverted. Not everybody's like cloud nine all the time.
Yeah.
It's just like, they're like, I'm an introvert most, like 89% when I took the test. But I do really well in social situations, which is kind of weird. Because I'm like, I look at it now and I'm like, I really like being alone. I live alone here. But, like, I also like people.
Yeah.
What a coincidence. Like, I like being alone, but I like people.
Yeah.
Like, talking and listening to people. Literally going to be my job.
Yeah.
Like, and pursuing that. And I like, why? You know, like, what in the world? This guy's lost his mind.
Yeah.
Again, with, like, the feeling thing. Like, you can feel when somebody's really, like, a beautiful moment at a wedding. You know, like, I remember when I was at my sister's wedding. Shout out my sister, Hannah. She just had a baby not too long ago too. So that was really cool. That was another beautiful moment. I could talk about that. She gave birth to a little girl, and I went up to the hospital. It was real early in the morning. I went up to the hospital later that morning and got to hold this little tiny baby. And it's like, my hair didn't look quite right. I even asked ChatGPT in the picture my mom took. I was like, save my hairline. And it gave me a man bun. But I couldn't believe it. I was like, thanks, chat. But it was such a beautiful moment, because I'm sitting there holding this little baby. Eyes aren't open or anything. I was really hoping to see her eyes.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget it, because it was a beautiful moment in time, and everything was real smooth and kind of like that night hour when it's like the sun's just about to set. Like, everything was just perfect. It really wasn't. I'm sure my sister was probably in a little bit of pain. Her husband is probably super tired. They're ready for a nap. They've been up since 3 a.m. when they had the baby, and it's like 10, 11 o'clock now. Like, not everything was perfect, but it felt that way, because nobody cared about anything but the little girl.
Yeah.
That's why we were there. And that's the same for that as the same for opposite, when it's just doom and gloom. It's like, you feel it. You get in a room and it's real dark or something, and like the lights aren't on, and you feel that little shiver on your shoulder, you know? It's like, I don't feel right in here. Something's not right. And you hear something and you're like, no, you know?
Yeah.
Like, can't do it. And it goes both ways. Like, you feel that on people is the main thing. Tangent.
Something I wanted to read here that these were really stuck out to me, and these were like things that I had going in my mind, just kind of in that point in our relationship. But when people cut contact to give each other space, the brain fills the silence with hope. Mm-hmm. Maybe this time it'll be different. Mm-hmm. Fear. What if I lose them forever? Mm-hmm. Idolize memories, remembering the good more than the bad.
Yep.
And it was really one of those things, and I'm sure for the both of us, even though there's tons of points where we didn't talk for a while, there might be a point where, like, you know, you would give me a call or something, because it would be a couple weeks, and it'd be like, yeah, it was really good talking to you or something. And where I was like, I really see the potential of our relationship in the future, but I'm still trying to, you know, work on myself. I'm still trying to give myself the distance, even though me personally, it's like I'm a people pleaser. Mm-hmm. But there's just points where, like, I heard from, you know, other close friends of mine, or just, you know, going to my parents for something, people with other perspectives of what they were seeing in our relationship, just from little hints here and there, where they're like, you can't be around this person. Like, you gotta protect your own peace, or you gotta separate yourself for a while, because you're going down a hole. And that's just one of those things, like, in a relationship, we don't really see that for a while. Blind spots. And then until later, you look back and
you're like, man, that was a really cruddy time that I had with that person.
And I think one of those things too, like you said in the last video, the past can be a good teacher. Mm-hmm. And that's one of those things where I really, really thought long and hard with this video that we're recording now. And most people wouldn't have this type of conversation that we're having right now.
They wouldn't have made it this long.
Like, people would already be living their own lives, already separated, but still have that.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Well, I said bitter, but also that hope. Like, that's a powerful thing. It's like people.
Yes, yeah.
I don't think people really and truly, I know there's bitter and horrible and there's evil people out there, but, like, nobody wakes up and it's just like, I can't wait to go, like, make the world a horrible place today.
Yeah.
Nobody does that.
Nobody does.
It's always the hope that it's like, today could be maybe a little bit better. Probably won't be. It's like the Eeyore thing. It's like their whole spirit's Eeyore. It's like, it's probably not going to be that good today, but I'm going to try.
Yeah.
You know, but they're trying. Maybe. I mean, kind of.
I usually hear,
everybody, they think at least they want a better life experience, or the day to go at least better. And it's like, part of what I learned, biblical lesson I learned a while back was like, each day has its own worries. One day at a time mentality. So it's like, I don't know, it's gotten to the point where I'm like, I plan ahead week to week, but I try not to worry about anything unless it's that day. Like, during that day. And I try not to worry in general at all. I try to live in peace, but, like, you know, the struggle's real. Like, you get in spots where it's like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to the gym, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, what would help you feel better? Do that. Like, do the next right thing. And I was told that one time. I was like, I don't know what to do. This person just looked at me and they're like, just do the next right thing. And I was like, that's magic. Like, what are you doing? I was like, and that's all they said. That was the end of a conversation.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never thought about it that way. just the next right little step, even if it's like a baby step, just the next right little thing that you can do, even if it doesn't seem very big or significant. It's like I was talking about the wedding earlier. Beautiful moments in the wedding. Leading up to it, I'm sure there was a lot of stress, a lot of planning, takes time,
Yep.
a lot of stuff going on.
Organizing and
just stressful,
Yeah.
dead ends, like gotta figure out how to make everybody get a suit and dress, even though that wasn't originally the plan at my sister's, and then all of a sudden we're all invited to be in it, and we gotta all go get suits that match, and it was hectic. And I was in Florida, so they had to like ship me down one, and last minute decisions,
Yeah.
and so stressful until that beautiful moment, the wedding day. It's like we work our whole way up to that, and it's like, did we enjoy ourselves on the way up to it, or just at the moment? I think it's best to do both. Maybe enjoy that actual big moment you've been working for, like big and grand and dandy, that beautiful moment at the wedding where it's like, I do and I do, but enjoy the way up to it as well. Don't be so stressed out that you're missing all the little things along the way.
Yeah.
Because we'll work our whole lives, like I'm working to get a car right now, a better car. And like I want to get this really cool car that I really like, and it's twin turbo and all this stuff. And I'm just grudging work. How to get money, work.
Yeah.
Gotta work. And maybe you can find a different way to work, but as far as I know, work is work.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I want that car. Am I going to enjoy the car when I get the car, or am I going to enjoy it along the way to getting it? That's my question. That's what I try to remind myself of daily. I'm like, I may not like where I'm at or what I'm driving currently, but I will be driving this, so I'm going to enjoy the ride before the ride gets here. Before my hands are on the steering wheel, I'm going to feel it, experience it, know it, and like live in a way that like I can be pleased.
Because you can't,
whether or not I might not ever get that car.
Yeah, you can't live your life day to day being in that current car, just being like, got this thing again. I'm driving this thing again. I'm driving this thing again over and over and over. Because
that goes back to what I said about energy earlier. It's like, how is that gonna tank your energy? It's like, I don't like the car I drive right now, but I don't try to think about it so like in depth when I'm driving it. I don't like it. It's like, how long do you have to do that before you get into a wreck or something? Like wrapping around a tree.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like it can't be that bad. You got a car. There are people that have a job, hate their jobs. There's other people that have no job, would love and would gladly take your spot at your job if they were given the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
There's a gratitude issue. It's like you got to be grateful.
There could be a person that loves their job, but they don't have a car and they have to take the bus every day. Mm-hmm. And they're like, man, it would be better if I had a car. And it's funny you bring it up because and really quick, it was just like one of those things where it's I saw a picture that somebody posted on social media, and it's just a normal picture of like a big night city look, kind of like looking down. So you see a bunch of buildings, a bunch of windows at night, and it's just all these little lights on. And you see all of these little words and paragraphs all in these windows, and it says like, just lost a job, got hired, started a family, got a divorce, all this stuff. And that really spoke to me because I was like, man, people are just...
That's the up and downs of life.
The ups and downs, yeah. And like,
or everybody's dealing with a different version of their own reality.
Or like what you're saying, there's some that were just like, just got accepted into college. And another one is like...
Got a scholarship or something.
Or something,
Just dropped out of college.
Drug
couldn't
addict,
do it,
or alcoholism, and
couldn't like a good one that I think of when I think of stuff like that is like out partying or at home alone lonely. It's like Both are a choice. The lonely person at home could go out and party. If they really wanted to, they could find a way to do it. But the person at the party, what they don't know is they want to be home alone, and they're an introvert. That's how it works. Like, people, I saw a thing the other day. It was like what people think depression looks like, and it's like this really mopey looking guy, and then like what it really looks like. It's a guy at a party, just drinking a beer, having fun.
Yeah,
it's like that's really what depression looks like, because you got to hide in plain sight, and it's hard. Like, people are dealing with stuff, the real stuff like that, and I said this last time, but I'll say it again. The part 3 definitely coming for Mind and Moments with your boy Steve Rogers.
Yeah. I feel like this is one of those videos that I feel like would definitely reach out to somebody, kind of thing, having this kind of deep conversation. And like I was saying earlier, because there's probably tons of things where people had this kind of relationship and
have not had the conversation.
And it's like, yeah, if it was like that, it would just be me sitting here just talking to the camera with nobody else. That's how it could probably go.
Yeah.
But
there's probably plenty of videos out there like that.
Yeah.
Where there's not a 2-person thing. It's one person and the camera. I lost my friend, and talking about this and that. Or maybe they're even a positive perspective, but the other friend's not there. Not every relationship makes it through the hard, which is like that saying I said earlier. It's like you got your people that are there for seasons, reasons, maybe reason within that season, or a lifetime. And it's like, and sometimes the reason people are not necessarily like your best friends. They're there for that specific reason. Some people are there for the seasonal things of your life. Like, there's some people that I kind of got acquainted with at my sister's wedding. Haven't seen them since. Not on any bad terms necessarily with them. Nothing bad happened. Just, that was the wedding. It was the season for the wedding. It was a 2-day like ordeal. And that was it. Short little season. But nothing bad happened. But that was it. Like, I don't know who they are or what they're doing or where they're at. Then you got the lifetime people where it's like it's your ride or die people that you'll be with, and they'll probably be around your deathbed if they're not already dead. It's like, as morbid as that sounds. You got to have the conversations, though.
Yep.
I think there's too many people in the same situation we were in, that we've been in, that never had the conversation.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of probably viewers that could probably relate to that. And maybe you're a viewer and you don't have the opportunity to have that conversation. Have it anyway. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Even if you literally can't get the other person face to face with you or on the phone or whatever, it's like, release yourself from that burden so you can get back in peace. But like, at the end of the day, it's like, for some people, doing this in front of a camera, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Other people doing it in general, absolutely not. But at least try. Like, have a conversation. Even if it's just you trying to like think of how it would go. Think about it. See where your mind takes you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be gentle with yourself is what I would say too. It's like, don't sit there and punch yourself in the face repeatedly in your mind just because you messed up. Like, everybody messes up. I've messed up plenty of times with you, and we're sitting here doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Plenty of times. And I own that, because like, I look back now and I'm like, yeah, I was pretty much a jerk. That was insane. And but I had to go through my healing season, and I hadn't been through that yet. And you were just kind of caught in the crossfires. It's unfortunate, but it also made our relationship stronger in the end, which is unique, because it's molded us together better than normal people with normal relationships. Because you get like your guy at work, it's like, hey, hi, whatever, and then that's it. You just work.
Yeah.
But like, we don't work together, but we check up on each other all the time. So, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. Alrighty. Well, thank you for joining. If you like more of this, please comment down below what you want to talk about, or and if again you want me and him to talk about some more things, I'm sure we could probably come up with tons of other things to talk about. Just make sure to I feel so just like a streamer. Like and subscribe. Hit that like button. I have a little motto that I like to say now. This has been today's page in the journal, and we'll see what the next one brings. So hope you guys have a good one, and we will see you later. Peace.